This episode is brought to you by Indeed. Stop waiting around for the perfect candidate. Instead, use Indeed sponsored jobs to find the right people with the right skills fast. It's a simple way to make sure your listing is the first candidates see. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs have 4 times more applicants than non-sponsored jobs. So go build your dream team today with Indeed. Get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
Drink it in, man.
Cornbread! Cornbread! Touchdown, Detroit Lions!
Drink it in, man.
Cornbread! Cornbread! Touchdown, Detroit Lions!
Drink it in, man. Drink it in, man. Detroit Koolaid. Detroit Koolaid drinkers. What's going on, everybody? It's your host, Eric, right here on the Detroit Koolaid Cast, serving up that delicious Honolulu blue flavored Kool-Aid with a double-sided cornbread. Drink it in, man.
Cornbread! Cornbread!
And I know it's shocking for the people out there, and it kind of surprised me too, and I've had a crazy week, a crazy day. I'm on E, but just before I hit the old red button, my co-host at Chops in the D comes, schedule, I'd like to jump on the show. Do you, like, of course you could come on, bro. I mean, it's very easy. I sit back and you say goofy things and make sounds. I mean, of course you come on the show. But we got a lot of things to talk about when it comes to this. Chop, how you doing, buddy?
Oakrey, stop the presses. Oh, Chops is back to back weeks, double dipping for the people, 2 weeks in a row. Happy to talk some Lions, happy to talk some draft. Let's go.
Guess who's back again.
Choppy chop. Tell a friend. He's not making Oakrey do double dips. I mean, we used to do 2 packets a week. Now I can barely get the flagship done. But Chops, you're here, and like I had multiple people hitting me up that we have a new Kool-Aid gimmick that you created, and you don't know that you created it, but you did, and I picked it out, and other people picked it out as well. So we have some like very important Lions information, let's call it, that just came across the wire. It's about our left tackle and a guy that we've talked about previously on the show. So okay. I think you can probably pick up what I'm putting down, but like, what would we maybe call this? And then we need takes.
Oh man, like you're putting me on the spot here. So a new gimmick. People are asking for it. Something to do with Lions, the left tackle. Oh, I got it. Would that be breaking news? Taylor Decker is back in the fold for year 11. Is that what you're talking about?
That would be the breaking news that you created last week, which is sweeping multiple people texting me that was funny. I thought it was hilarious too when I first heard it. Again, I think I probably do it almost better than you when I mock you doing it, but that's neither here nor there. Like, Chops, we had both talked about, like, it's probably time for Taylor Decker to ride off into the sunset. It feels right. Let's move Penny to the left. Let's save the 10, 15. The guy makes 20. I don't even know how the funny money works at this point. But he says he's back. He kind of put out a kooky message on the old socials. I think some of it was biblical. Some of it was send me in, warrior-esque. I don't know what was going on. And I'll let you go with your thoughts, and then I also have thoughts. What do you think?
Yeah. Well, just to set the record straight, his cap hit this year is going to be $21 million. Good for like fifth highest on the team. We won't get into who's ahead of him. I think we know the players. But look, I feel like Taylor Decker has earned the right to be back if he wants to be back, right? He isn't the guy he was 4 years ago, maybe even just 2 years ago. But he's still a serviceable left tackle. It's a little bit rough paying a guy who maybe not be elite anymore, $21 million a year. But I'm okay with Taylor Decker being back in the fold. But I will tell you this. I mean, hashtag market. This does not change Choppy's drafts like strategy at all. Like this may be the swan song, the final hurrah for Taylor Decker. But I am still leveraging heavily assets into a tackle position in this year's draft. So happy he's back. Choppy is happy. Welcome back to the fold. Another year at left tackle. But, again, I'm still looking to draft his replacement because he sure as heck ain't going to be around in 2027.
I don't know, man. Like, for me, I'm not one of these people that, like, because I said a couple weeks ago that I was leaning towards, not only did I think he was going to retire, but, like, I thought it was best for the football team, that I'm going to stand on that all day and be mad about it because it wasn't what I predicted or what my take was. Like, I'm much more in the camp, because I did throw in the caveat when I was doing my takes, my rants, my opinions, that if Taylor Decker comes back and he's got a burr under his saddle and he's ready to play football and he's healthy and he can spare another year away from his kids without it emotionally wrecking him, that I was totally fine with it. He's a good football player. He's been a hell of a warrior, a very good Detroit Lion, despite his selection of college.
Hey, listen, Ohio State sucks.
Ohio State is vanquished.
And, like, it helps the football team to have a wily vet that has decided he's going to come back, meaning he thinks he can be healthy and help this football team. You don't have to teach him the scheme. You don't have to wonder, can he play? We know he can play. It's all about health and about want to and things like that. So, like, to put him there, pending on the right, opens you up for other options. And we've talked a lot about just wanting to go for it. This is the year. So maybe he feels that. Other teammates feel that. So I was not mad about this news. The other thing that hit me hard was, like, where does this stuff come out of? Like, 10 minutes before that, I heard Dan Campbell dancing around it. Oh, I don't know. We've talked, and I'll keep it between us. And, I'm giving him his space. And Brad Holmes said something about he can have as much time as he wants, and he's earned that, and we'll see. And then, like, 5 minutes later, it comes from Rappaport that he's back. It's just like, the NFL is a weird place, man. But overall, I'm good with it. I'm not going to sit here and be mad about it. There's no reason to be mad about it. You basically have a left tackle. Here's the thing, too. Can my man, I'm just throwing this out, Taylor Decker, in case you're listening, like, you want to do the team a solid and maybe move that $21 million down to, I don't know, league minimum? That would be nice, because I feel like this isn't really a money grab. This is more of he's decided personally he can come back and try to help this city and this football team. And I'm sure we can get you the money other ways. We'll make you an ambassador. You can come back for the old Detroit Lions brunch or whatever we have a couple times a year. We'll run you out. Maybe we want to throw your name up in the Ring of Honor there at some point. Like, let's make some of that happen and pay you for the next 2 decades. Just not this year. Not $21 million. That'd be nice.
Yeah, I think that they could definitely find a way to work that out. Like, let's get a restructure there, make that cap hit a little bit nicer, stretch it out. Pay him a couple million over the next few years, give him a nice little signing bonus. All that funny money that Brad Holmes likes to mess with. We can figure it out. Do us a solid, Taylor. Welcome back. Now give us some salary cap back so we can go out and spend some money. Maybe, I don't know, get an edge.
Exactly. So that's the big announcement, the big news that happened.
Wait. The breaking news. That one?
Yeah, that's the one. We're gonna have to mix that in. The people love it. You do it up. It's sort of a spin-off of your Amon-Ra, I gotta admit, but it's still funny. So, Chops, I'm a man that loves a good press conference, right?
Oh God, Okri. Yes, you will select a player after his combine interview because he said the right things, he spoke the part, he was articulate, and maybe he sounded like he had some grit. We know how that works for you. Yeah. You love those guys. You love those press conferences.
So I didn't have time today because it did drop, and I'm a busy man. We got a lot going. But the Brad Holmes and the Dan freaking Campbell press conference are out there, which are probably tremendous. But like, I need someone to hit me up, or I need to go on the old Google machine, and I need to find out where I can watch every general manager press conference, every NFL draft prospect press conference, because to me, Chops,
Well, the holidays have come and gone once again, but if you've forgotten to get that special someone in your life a gift, well, Mint Mobile is extending their holiday offer of half off unlimited wireless. So here's the idea. You get it now, you call it an early present for next year. What do you have to lose? Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Limited time 50% off regular price for new customers. Upfront payment required. $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan. Taxes and fees extra. Speeds may slow after 50 gigabytes per month when network is busy. See terms.
what they say, how they say it, especially the players, because you know you're going to get a lot of coach speak, a lot of GM speak, a lot of nothing there, but I'm still going to love it. Like, I need to watch every player prospect interview, and I'll be able to tell you my top 20 Oakry players. I don't need to see them in shorts. I don't need to see height, weight, speed. I don't need to see any tape. I just need to see who these people are. I can tell people right away if you're a good person or not. Do you love ball? Are you intelligent enough to play for the Detroit Lions? So I need to see if that's on like NFL.com, or can I get that on the old NFL Plus, or is there some geek website out there where I could just watch interviews all day? Because this is what I want to do.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you can just jump on the old AI Google Twitterverse and just say, 10 takeaways from GMs at the Combine press conference, and it'll just queue them all up for you sequentially, starting with Brad. I am sometimes open for business. Holmes at the draft. Holmes.
See, I don't need takeaways. I need to see this. I need to feel it. I need to this is eye test stuff, Choppy. This isn't your stupid stats and analytics. This isn't numbers. That means nothing to me. I need to hear the heartbeat, see the intensity, and feel these players. And like for our guys, like, yes, I'm going to watch and listen to them multiple times, try to glean what they're not saying or what they're kind of saying, or, just saying. But I didn't have time today, so I don't have a bunch of takeaways from these pressers, but I'm going to, and it might even be a great opportunity if I can carve out the time in my busy schedule for another one of those Koolaid packets. You know what it is.
Oh, I'm sure you'll be watching those on repeat. You'll have them all broken down. Maybe you could do a little recap of maybe a Dan freaking Campbell Kool-Aid packet recap, and then with some sound bites. With all this time that we've got in our hands, you could probably even play a little clip, make your own comment on it. Then we could do one for Brad Holmes on a packet too. How does that sound?
Chop. What do you think about Brad Holmes? I did catch him again dancing around the whole he's kind of talking down to the media, which is half funny and half annoying. But he's re-educating people that when you say retain players, that means pay players, and there's only so much to go around, but we have other levers, and we have, why do you think he does this? And then also, is there a grand plan to keep, I don't know, the multidimensional, positionless, wait for it, elite weapon, Jameer Gibbs, Sammy Biscuits for all the Laporta supporters, the other guy, my boy, Brian Branch, or is this just boola talk where he just dancing, we gotta keep him, these are all core guys, we're gonna figure it out, when he really isn't gonna figure out anything.
Yeah, I don't know. These GMs are put into a tough spot because, of course, they can't just tell you, all the trade secrets. They're not going to come out and divulge. Brad Holmes keeps things tight to the chest. Just you hit it on it earlier, right? I'm sure that Brad Holmes and Dan freaking Campbell knew that Taylor Decker was coming back. He was going to make his announcement. They were going to play coy. Oh, I don't know. Maybe we'll see. And then 2 seconds later, because they didn't want to steal his thunder. So, that's why I don't really take much stock in these press conferences. It's like they're gonna say the right things, they're gonna say the ho hum standard stuff. Brad Holmes is gonna come firing at the media about keeping receipts, even though the receipts that we kept on him, might not have been the greatest ones. He had a couple of coupons there he should have turned in, and maybe he should hold his breath a little bit, but. That's why I just don't take much into these. I know you love them. You love when guys go out there with the swag, with the drip, with all that, saying the right things. And I'm just like, okay, cool. Yeah, they're people. They're athletes. Some of them are highly paid. Some of them are up-and-comers. Who knows what these guys are going to say? But I don't take much stock into it, man.
I'm very disappointed in you. You want to know why?
I know.
Because you talked about Brad Holmes and you said he keeps it close to the chest. You want to know why I have a problem with that?
Why is that?
because if you could ever use the cliche, he holds his cards tight to the vest, it would be Brad. I always wear a puffer vest. Holmes. My man's always got the vest. I've been known to rock the North Face vest with the collared shirt, or maybe you have the half quarter zip with the extra vest and the long sleeve. But my man always has one of those on, or some gear. So there was no villain hoodie. There actually wasn't a vest when I saw him today. But he did have like a custom made, yet it did have a Nike swoosh. So is this new gear? It was the old logo that we think's kind of dumb, where it's the skinny lion with the two lines with the weird colors, where people are like, oh, it's throwback, it's great. We love the throwback jerseys because it's all blue, all gray, silver, whatever you want to call it, just old school football. But does anyone really love that skinny Lions anorexic weird logo? Not really. But Brad used to be kind of open for business. Now he's looking at the clearance rack. Holmes is like rocking an all black with the old school logo, blacked out Nike half zip. What's his new look? It's that workout gear, almost like the dry fit. I wear workout, what's it called when you wear workout pants and the matching jacket? It's called like a, I don't even know. There's a word for it. Yeah, tracksuit. He wears custom tracksuits now. So I don't know if he had the pants, but this top was definitely tracksuit, half zip, but it was a all blacked out throwback Lion skinny logo. So I don't know what the guy's going. But the fact that you didn't hit him up with the vest gimmick was just that's a miss by you, Choppy. That's a big miss.
I figured I'd let you take I'd fumble up a saying, and then I'd let you take it here and slam it home. So, and then of course you can dunk it right over top of me.
So I saw Dan freaking Campbell, and he was wearing like a all black Columbia jacket with his D Army hat and like a t-shirt probably that was Metallica. I couldn't really tell, but he was normal Dan freaking Campbell, and like I didn't have many takeaways from what I did catch, other than he's hemming and hawing a little bit and saying this and saying that, but they all sound excited about the coaching staff and they're raring to go. But I don't know. I got to get a better listen, I guess. But I don't know if you caught any of Dan Campbell, but he's always a good listen as well. Tells it like it is. Believes that they're going to be better. Can't wait to get going. This guy's going to do this, that. I mean, I'm sure there's a bunch of that today, so I'll have a recap at some point.
Yeah, I mean, for me, the big things that, he was going to talk about, and I think he touched on is, who... Drew, the new offensive coordinator, something about, we knew within the first 25 seconds of talking to him, he was the guy. He won us over in the first, 2 sentences. Drew, who? And, so he just, natural fit there. They're excited to have him. But I think the thing, and then I think my other takeaway really to that is like, does that mean that Dan freaking Campbell is going to be able to step away from the offense just a little bit and maybe, I don't know, help out his new defensive coordinator of 1 year, I guess not brand new, but 1 year in, Calvin Shepard, and actually give him some attention? Because I felt like that was a thing that kind of lacked last year, is Dan was so focused on the offense, he had to take over the plays, that he couldn't really give the time and the effort and the attention to Shep to help out this defense. So hopefully if Drew, who has the trust of Dan freaking Campbell, then he can turn around and focus a little bit on this defense, and we can tighten some stuff up there.
It's funny you mentioned that, because as you bring it up, it jogs my memory that what I remember him saying is, he said, he's really diving in, going play by play and working with the defense and seeing what they're doing there and why, and working with Shep. And he said he was real proud of Shep, and that Shep grew a lot, and Shep's this. And I mean, you like to talk about Shep a lot, Shep. So I just figured I'd throw the name in a bunch. But he did say all those things and thought that he grew a lot. He's going to be good. He had a good first year. He liked what he saw. And that's good to hear. And it does come down to players. You got to have players on defense. But it feels like we started out so well, and then we really fell off on that side of the football. And you can blame injuries and you can say this, but there just has to be a consistency with being able to cover a coffee table, being able to tackle, getting after the quarterback. I don't remember any wild, blitzes that blew my mind. I felt like for the first handful of games we got after the QB, and then after that it was, I don't know. It was a lot of that when we're trying to get after the quarterback, except for one guy.
Unleash Hutch.
So it's like they need to get consistent pressure. They need to be able to create more turnovers, do the basics, which is just, if you're going to be gritty, you got to be able to get people on the ground. You can't have people running wide open downfield, things like that. So I do think Dan Campbell will be more in on the defense, but he's going to be dipping and want to be in on that and I don't see that they're just going to be like, hey, Drew, who is just going to have full control, or just going to be a handout. But the more and more I see him, I do like what this guy brings, not only from just a down to earth, even today, he's kind of rocking a cool, regular shirt. He's talking with Tim Twentyman like a regular dude. I was like, man, this guy, not only smart and aggressive with some of the things he says, but he just seems to be a great fit. But you have to prove it, and Dan freaking Campbell isn't going to just let you do whatever the heck you want until you show that you can earn that. And then he will, but he's still going to want to dip in on that side of the football. So I think it'll be a combo meal, but the defense is what needs the TLC plus some additions. But TBD, if you ask me, we'll see. I hope they play well.
Well, hey, speaking of the defense, Oakley, I'm curious. Did Dan freaking Campbell happen to talk to that, I don't know, internet doctor, make some kind of comment about my boy Kirby Joseph's knee? Did he talk about bone on bone? Did he talk about, well, I don't know, the internet doctor seemed to think he might be done? Or did he have any comments about Kirby Joseph?
Nope.
No, not that I heard. I'm sure it did come up, but my thing is you really don't know. There was multiple other shots again of the acupuncture knee that came out that I saw where it's you could say, on this show we like to be positive. So it's hey, he's trying to get it better, or he's working on it and we hope, but it's not the best news when my man who needs to be able to run, hit, change direction is sitting there with 18 acupuncture needles in his knee. But I'm on the side of how did it go from, remember when he was dead that one game and you're oh, he's done for the year. I don't know what happened. He maybe tore his ACL. And then a minute later he was back making plays, and then he was out, and then we never saw him again. So I don't know how something can go from that to that to that. But I hope the best for Kerbo. I just used my TBD gimmick, so I can't go back to it this quick, but that's where I'm at with him. It's definitely, TV, if you ask me. We'll see. I hope he plays well. You got to get the knee right, but we know he can get after the football. And for me, it's just, I have no idea what's going on with his legs or his body or his future. And the worst part, like Brad Holmes said, we just paid you, bro. We would have loved to know. And they said, well, if you would have known, wouldn't you? Well, you don't have that type of... So there's almost buyer's remorse. So I'm negative there, but he's such a good dude, and he was so healthy and fine. What happened? Oh, you get me upset.
Yeah, I have to imagine there's got to be... is it one of those situations where, they were just injecting the crap out of his knee, and now there's all this scar tissue buildup, all this other stuff going on that a simple cleaning scope isn't going to fix it. I don't really know, man, but I hope he gets back healthy soon because like it's just when he's healthy, there's no better ball hawk in the NFL at the safety position than Kirby Joseph. And then you pair him up with my boy, Brian Branch, and we are just deadly at that position. And man, we missed it. I missed watching those two cats out there just bawling last year. It was a big step back for sure.
That's the other part that hurts everybody. Is like we were like, you know how Detroit people are too. The minute you get a guy that's half decent or shows some promise, like best safeties in the league. But I mean, it was true. Like these guys were the best, nice combo. One's a crazy hitter and just swaggy and gets after the quarterback and does all the things right. Well, I don't know about BB. Well, BB does have the mouthpiece in the helmet, so there's some swag there. But you know, my boy Brian Branch. But like Kerbo just playing center field, and somebody was beating him up on his tackling the other day. I don't know if it was like a national. And I was like, what? Kerbo grew a lot. I felt like he saved us a bunch of times where somebody was about to break loose and he came up and just took their head off or took him out at the knees, which he's been known to do. It's like I started to like the way he covered up in the back end for people. It's just like my only counter to you would be like, okay, if you're saying it's this, it's that, like it goes back to the Oakley point about injuries. Like I'm a no days off kind of guy. You know this, Choppy. Like I don't care how I'm feeling. We basically strap it up and go. So I don't understand where pro athletes, the top of the top, get hurt and are out for like 18 months or he's already been down for 7 months and it's no better. And you didn't want to get it operated on where then you could be back in a year. Like modern medicine, man, there's got to be a fix. And why is this taking so long to get something handled? What's he going to be not ready for camp, not ready for the start of the year? So he's going to have 18 plus, after that it'd be like 12 to 16 months away from football and you're still not good. I don't get that.
Yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough. We definitely need that cat back there. And I mean, I know we used, I think it was a Dan Jackson that we drafted last year, but if this is going to be something that's going to continue on, do not be shocked if the Lions spend another heavy asset on a safety, whether it's, maybe we go get somebody in free agency that's, at the maybe not the bargain bin, but maybe middle tier, or if we spend a premium asset on a drafting another one, because I mean, again, I'm also of the mindset of you can't have too many of these dudes, especially with the versatility that BB has. Like, you give me another stud safety. I mean, again, that's why people are just like, oh, if the best safety, the cat from Ohio State's available, you can't take him. We got these. So I'm like, no, if Caleb Downs is there, I don't care. Take him. We'll find a place for him. It's just craziness. Like
I got so much to reply to, and we still got a few more things. No commercials. We'll fit the commercials in. We're gonna do this. Choppy made time for a double dip, which we all know he's normally off for 8 weeks. You're like the Kerbo with the show. Like, you kind of hear every once, but we don't know what's going on. But we're glad when you're here. That type of thing. You just mentioned Dan Jackson. Came up in my mind the other day where I was like, I love that draft pick. This is a dude who is like always the underdog, showed up, football player, and what did we see from him last year? Nothing. Injured before he even got going, like it normally happens with the Lions. There's no reason he can't come back this year and be a piece. I think this guy could start if needed. He's definitely better as a depth player. I think he's got more than most people give him credit for. So I feel like he's been totally forgotten about. That's first and foremost. Yep. Secondly, Caleb Downs, who you mentioned, who I said is the best player in the draft. I've listened to, the only way I've been able to do the Oakley scouting so far is by trying to fit in any type of podcasts while I'm doing the dishes, while I'm going around town, while I'm half asleep. And like, I've heard multiple respected draft experts say that Caleb Downs is good, but he's going to blow you away at the combine. He's going to do this, he's going to do that. We'll see how he translates. This guy is like projected to the Cowboys in every mock that I've seen, which is 10, 12, somewhere in that range. People are not blown away by this player, but it's the Oakley eye test again that he's a great leader, a big physical dude, and can do everything you need to. So he might be a guy that's hated on based on measurables or this, that, and the other. But like, I feel like he's there, but he's not a transformational prospect from what I've heard. So I've heard a lot about these edges, Choppy, that like people are talking up that like I have to do more homework on, but some of them are young, some of them are hustle guys, some guys are just like ranked really high, but all the guys that know don't like them. Like there's a lot to get into there.
Bro, listen, I don't want to say like I'm having flashbacks of a certain draft year, but if you're telling me, I mean, think of a guy, same position, elite school that we hate, who was like or started out as a top 10, then he started to drop, and then the Lions were able to steal him late in the draft. I mean, are we getting Brian Branch vibes from like? I'm telling you right now, if Caleb Downs is there at 17, I am not even like, I don't care. I'm not even thinking about it. Like, I am running the card up to the podium. Like, that's insane to me.
I thought you were going to go with Kyle Hamilton vibes, who was the Chops pick when I took J-Mo to the Lions.
I like Kyle Hamilton, too. I mean, how's that working out? I think we both would be happy with our picks on that one. But
tremendous.
No,
yeah,
I mean,
Kyle Hamilton's a beast. My only thing is, like, I want to ask you, when you say just stack a guy like that, I'm very torn between, like, I don't know the medicals of Kerbo. I don't know.
The world moves fast. Your workday, even faster. Pitching products, drafting reports, analyzing data. Microsoft 365 Copilot is your AI assistant for work. Built into Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and other Microsoft 365 apps you use. Helping you quickly write, analyze, create, and summarize. So you can cut through clutter and clear a path to your best work. Learn more at Microsoft.com/M365 Copilot.
Your planet is now marked for death.
Marvel Studios' The Fantastic Four First Steps is now streaming on Disney+.
We will protect you. As a family. Light him up, Johnny!
Marvel's first family is certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes.
That is fantastic.
And critics say it's one of the best superhero movies of all time.
Oh!
Marvel Studios' The Fantastic Four First Steps, now streaming on Disney+. Rated PG-13.
What time is it, Ben? It's clobber time!
Oh, but I know that BB will be back at some point. Like, what are we willing to put in knowing that those guys are either paid or our future? It doesn't make a ton of sense to pay a guy or use a high draft asset unless they know something we don't, where it's like, yeah, they're not going to be good, or we're not going to keep them, or they're not going to be able to play the way that we thought. And so I'm very hesitant to use a high free agent resource or a draft pick unless I know that you got to make changes there.
I don't know. I think this is one of the, like, that's one of those, like, hey, how terrible of a problem is it that I have three amazing safeties, but they have versatility as well. So, I mean, I'm looking at Downs' breakdowns here. He can play the box. He can play deep. He can play the slot. I mean, BB, we know, can play Nick. He can play whatever we need him to. So, like, I don't know, man. Like, and again, with this big unknown of Kerbo, if you're telling me Kerbo's out this whole year and I have to roll with Caleb Downs and BB for the year, awesome. The year after that, I got to figure out what to do when I've got Downs, Kerbo, and Brian Branch. No problem. I think I can figure it out. Good problem to have. And by the way, we're probably celebrating a Super Bowl at that point. I said it.
I'm with you. I don't know that we'll have to deal with it because, like I said, I've seen him either to Cincinnati or Dallas, but it's something to look into a little bit more. Speaking of look into a little bit more, where are you at with the NFL Combine these days, Chops? Are you interested? Are you got some people that you want to see? Are you not going to watch because you got way too much going on? Where are you at with it?
Yeah, I wish I could say that, oh, I've got so much time, I just flip on the combine and I'm watching this guy do the 3-cone shuttle. And, I'm no Logan Lamrandier of Sports Illustrated who's, breaking down all that stuff, doing the metrics, getting all that in. I think, Logan gets invited to the combine, doesn't he? Like, I saw such a high roller now, but man, I usually have to wait for the recaps and, I'll get some highlights, some, tapes that put together, but if you're telling me I'm going to sit here and watch the combine, I just don't have time for it. Sorry.
See, Chops, I feel like this is one of your events because it's really just all these, stats and all these numbers and, oh, you ran the 3-cone, here's my threshold. I was listening to these dweebs talk about, like, how you got to be over this threshold and you got to do this to be this in the league. And I'm like, how many times is that just thrown out the window? How many times do you say, oh, I got this tackle, he runs this and he lifts this and he can't play, you know? And then you got the corn-fed guy in the 5th round that's just a football player that balls out. So, like, I would think you'd be all about these numbers and, oh, he doesn't meet this number, so he's off my draft board. Where, like, for me, I'm literally going to record it and have to fast forward through. Well, you can't really fast forward through for me because I got to hear the stories. I got to hear what's their background, where they came from. I got to see them unfortunately for some, with the spandex, but I got to see if they look like a football player from a body build. I got to sort of like feel them out if they fit the Detroit. And so it's like so much to do there, but it's like a very ho-hum event in some ways, you know, just like, you get all excited until it comes up, and then when it's on, it's sort of just on in the background, and you'll catch a 40 or 2, or you'll catch a couple highlights of things that happen, and other than that, you're waiting for the old spreadsheet report to come out to just sort of see where people fell.
All I got out of that was something about you wanting to see dudes in spandex and then see if you could hear, you know, like grab them or something, and then, you know, you wanted to hear their backstories. So I don't know. I don't know what all you said in that, but yes, I know you like you like to hear the little ESPN 3-minute clip of Texas belt buckle Bill, who led his high school team to the state championship, but then he lost his mom and his sister married his cousin, and now he's in the NFL draft. Like, you love that crap. It
totally matters. Crap, so. And Chops, there was no innuendo, but tell me that you've never seen a dude in the cutoff shirt with the swaggy shoes and you're like, dude's yoked. That's going to be a great NFL player versus some slob where you're like, get him off my draft board. This guy hadn't lifted a weight in his life.
I mean, since you asked, and it's very fitting, I'm looking at a shot right now of our boy Tate Rat in the ripped up 33 DL shorts with the red spikes, the hair going, making a move, tatted arm. You know, of course you got to look at that stuff. It's like this kid, he's a football player. And then what happens? We draft him.
They move up the draft board versus how they look, their story, and how they perform in events that don't matter whatsoever. But
don't forget the story about the kid who lost his parents, and he was raised by his uncle, and you know he couldn't make it to school. He had to borrow a car to do this, and then somebody gave him a chance and wrote him to college. Yeah, okay.
I highlight those where you write them off because you're just worried about some 428 number or 684 shuttle. Like, speaking of the way people look, Chops, I got a little something for you. You want to hear this? Do you want to hear this?
Oh, here we go. Yes, please.
I got a text or two from Wagner. I thought you'd be interested.
Oh, gosh. Wags! How's Wagner doing? Wagner, you know what? When are we going to get this dude on the show? I feel like he's like in the background. He's a little incognito mode. He shoots you a text. He shoots you a DM. He wants to probably take a shot at Chops. When are you going to get on the mic, my friend, and come join us here and see what you can spit on the mic?
Well, here's the thing. I've had this discussion with Wagner, so I can say it live here on the show. He won't be offended, but he says he'll come on, and he's smart. He's entertaining. I think he's a little more entertaining on the text where he can like prepare them and hit you up rather than if we hit him live here like we do where we just hit record and go. So I told him I don't think he's ready, but he continues to say if we invite him, he'll show up. So I don't know. Maybe that's a TBD if you ask me, but we'll see. Maybe someday he'll do well type of deal.
I got to cut in here. I got to cut in here. I think I need to hit the Beetlejuice job because I don't think he's tough enough. I don't think he can handle me.
You're going to put him in the Beetle category?
Yeah, I'm going to call him out, man. I'm going to call him out. Beetle's going to back me up here in a minute here because I don't think he can come on and
they ain't tough enough yet.
You're saying he ain't tough enough? You're going to say him if he came here and came at you, you'd put him down to his knees, buddy?
I'll put him down to his knees, buddy.
Is that what you're saying?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah, I understand. I got it in my head, dude.
That's right, Beetlejuice. That's right.
We got all Beatles things in. All right, back to the Wagner text. I don't know if I'm going to say these verbatim, but I'm going through his most recent one, which made me laugh, was he said something, which I won't repeat here on the show, but then he said, however, breaking news, and then he put parentheses choppy voice. Wagner says he might take his family and his wonderful kids to Germany when the Lions play there in the home of Amon Ra. That's not the text I want to read to you, but that's the first one I got. What do you think about that to start it off?
You know, that's pretty crazy because I actually watch the announcement where Amon Ra's mom called him on the video voice, the FaceTime or whatever, and was speaking all German, letting him know, hey, breaking news! The Lions are going to Germany, and he thought that was pretty cool. Then he was just like let out on the video that he was kind of onto her, but so he could have left that out. But anyway, and I may or may not have gotten a text message from my brother-in-law who's like, sprechen Sie Deutsch? We're going to Germany in the fall, November something. Let's go. And I was like, are you serious, man? He's like, oh, I'll be there. I'm like, oh man, I might. I don't know if I'm going to have to dig into the old choppy bank account and try to get a trip to Germany in there, but that'd be pretty sweet. Maybe I'll see Wags there.
I mean, it shocked me because this dude is like, last time I checked, I mean, you want to talk about trying to creak the wallet open. My man is I never seen him pay for anything in the last decade or two when I've hung out with him. But
shots fired.
Supposedly he's going to pay up to take him, the wife, and I think he's got multiple kids now. I did send his first child a Matt Stafford jersey as a little repping those Lions. Now I'm a little frustrated about that because we know what happened there with that player. Very disrespectful. But getting back to the Wagner text, so there's a gimmick that he's on now, Chops, where he's deemed you, I don't know, kind of a fan, just a lover of, I don't know, Jared Goff.
I don't want your bula support when it comes to Jared Goff. You don't get to join the Goff train. You're off, bro. You're off.
Because you say stuff like that. But really, he's deeming you now in text as a Teva sandal wearing, Doc Martin wearing, like collared shirt flipped up kind of guy based on your takes. And that made me laugh. So I don't know. Do you own a pair of Teva sandals? Because that seems to be his go-to. And like, that's funny to me.
I mean, it may be funny, but I don't even know what those are. So I absolutely do not have anything like that. You won't see me in a collared shirt very often either there. So this is also probably the guy that's like, the Lions should draft Garrett Nussmeier from senior from LSU with the 50th pick, right?
I like Garrett Nussmeier, to be honest, but not in the 50s. In the 50s, I like him in like the 5th to 7th round. But yeah, I mean, Wagner has deemed you as this uppity, half surfer, half soft guy that wears these goofy clothes and has shell necklaces and talks about Jared Goff all day. What do you think about that? I'm curious. Does that paint you in a bad light, or is that a funny gimmick that we should play up on the show? I don't know. I've seen multiple texts about Teva sandals and other funny gear based on your takes on this show.
That just tells me that Wagner's sense of reality and ability to read a person by their voice is just not good. Nope, it's pretty off there. It couldn't be more opposite of the diva sandal wearing sunglasses sunshine kid persona. No, sorry, Wags.
Well, keep them coming, Wagner, because every time I read one, not is it funny, but every time Wagner mix in like 6 DKC gimmicks into a text and I read them like I say them on the show, I burst out in laughter. So there's that. But there's definitely a beef going on between @Chops in the D and Wags via the text line, and it's we gotta keep it going. It's good content.
I like it. All right, maybe he can send. You can send him over my Twitter handle. That's @ChopsInTheD. We say it every week. Wags. If you want to come at me on the Twitterverse.
Will Wagner give @ChopsInTheD a follow? That's something to watch on the Twitterverse. Choppy. So we're both kind of down on the combine. A couple things to end the show. I want to ask you, you're Mr. like, oh, I'm the fantasy football champion, and oh, you have no time, yet you're always making trades and doing all this boola. Like, do you think there's something to the Lions like holding off on these restructures until the very last minute so that they can be like, oh, our cap's a little strapped and we're talking to agents and we're seeing what we can do, when really like the day before free agency, like 4 or 5 restructures are going to happen. We're going to go from 6.8 million available to 86.2 million available and be big time shoppers. Do you think this is something that's happening? What do you think? I'm curious. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, you don't have to be camp compliant in the off season, right? So if they find a free agent that they need to make a move on and they have a Jared Goff restructure in their back pocket, they have the extra 29 million or whatever the heck the cap is going up. Like, I don't think Brad Holmes needs to be in any kind of hurry to do this. Like, he's probably got a list of names. I mean, those include Jared Goff, Amon-Ra, maybe AKA. I heard even maybe Penne and then Decker in the mix too, where they could look to restructure any one of those deals. So I'm sure that it's just going to, kind of slow play it this year. He knows that the draft comes and goes. Like, I'm not worried about, like, I know it was like, well, so-and-so restructured and these people are getting waived and all this is happening. What's Brad Holmes doing? And I'm like, it's February 20 something. Like, give it some time. I'm in no rush to, but you know that those things are happening in the background.
I think it could be a strategy where it's sort of like play everything off, knowing everything's kind of done in the background, and then boom, just drop it on the league, as well as like there's no reason to like redo money late in the process. The time you want money is, I don't know, a day before the shopping market opens there in early March. So I think that could be a thing. Hey, Chops, I got one more thing for you, but before I do, I want to circle back to a Wags text because this is what I was looking for. Chops, I want to start it out on a positive. Listen to this. Good to hear Choppy Chop on the show this week. This was a couple weeks ago, so he's happy to hear you. He's glad you're back. He's surprised to hear you, just like I'm surprised when you show up. But then he says this. Surprised he doesn't venture out to the land of milk and honey with his quarterback. Take the off-season off, just lounging in his tank tops, Teva sandals, and Patagonia trucker hats while watching California sunsets together. Come on, now that's what I'm talking about. That's the thing we're doing here on the show. That's a new gimmick.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, look, you're saying you're saying that I'm out on vacation with Jared Goff and his beautiful family. Sure. I mean, okay, that's cool. Like, I don't know about the whole whatever outfit you had me in there. I'll probably just be like chilling in some shorts and a tank top. But I definitely.
TaxAct filing software and live tax experts can help small businesses easily knock out their taxes. Actually, our experts can help you find deductions and credits for any sized business. Itty-bitty businesses, medium-sized, really big, mid-sized, small businesses, companies with 0 employees, and mom-and-pop conglomerates. Yep, our tax experts can help all of them. TaxAct. Let's get them over with.
I won't be hanging out in the California sunshine here. This is hockey time, man. Like I'm knee deep in snow out here, trying to trudge my way to every rink possible all across the Northeast here.
I think it's worthy of choppy ha-ha, if you ask me.
Okay, all right.
Anyway, I'm sure there's more. I'll save them for another show, but those come on quite frequently, and then painting you as a funny dressed lover of Jared Goff is, I don't know, half true, half not, but still funny regardless. I
respect it. And hey, I will say this: we have encouraged the people to get more interactive and more involved. So if I can't hate on Wags too much because he's actually getting involved, so let's do it.
He's definitely playing this out, which is funny. Like I say, it's just a running gimmick as we've been known to do on this show. And also, there's a certain thing of the State of the Union that's going on tonight. No, I don't care which side your political views are, but just don't be one of those kooks that whatever side you gotta be some crazy person. But Chops, what's the state of the lands? Because we come on here and serve up Kool-Aid.
Drink it in, man.
Bring out piping hot breads of loaves of cornbread.
Cornbread.
Gotta make it a double. But like, what's the state of the Detroit Lions for you?
Is that like a State of the Union? Or are you talking about like one of the 51 states? Like what are you talking about here? Like where are they at? Where are their heads at? What's their next approach? What's the next big move? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, what's your mini speech about the state of those Lions?
Oh, my mini speech. Okay, well, like I didn't even hang on. Just hang on.
I knew you had something.
I didn't realize you were going to make me give a speech to the people here. But listen, as we turn the tides to March, the combine is in the air. The draft is around the corner. Free agency is upon us. That's all I got. That's the intro here. I didn't have a chance to write anything that actually mean anything. But look, the state of the Lions is this. Brad Holmes is busy in the background. Dan freaking Campbell's got his coaching staff all solidified. Everyone's ready to go. And you know dang well that they're just knee deep in the free agents that they need and where they're going to supplement in the draft. You know, they're looking at it going, hey, this draft is not very center heavy. So where are we going to focus on? Maybe a center will fall to a slate, but we sure as heck got to address it in free agency. And then if they're looking at the free agents to go, hey man, none of these dudes are going to be able to match up here. But guess what? There's some sexy edges here in this draft that I'm going to be able to snag up when I need to get one. So they're just weighing all the options. They're looking at the funny money. They're looking at the draft capital. Wait, can I trade 17 back to 22 and pick up a third and maybe a future second? Who knows what we're going to do? But the Lions are busy. Ford Field is buzzing, or actually Allen Park, wherever their offices are. They're probably bouncing back and forth between. They're trying to figure it out. They're getting the war room ready. It's not quite as good as the Oakley draft room, the DTO as you like to call it, but they're getting ready for business. And Brad Holmes sure as hell better be ready to open up the purse, pay some dudes some money, restructure some deals, and draft studs, because that's what we do.
Hey, I'm with you on that state of the Lions. I feel like the time is now. People are sleeping. They're going, oh, you know, we're going to be the same thing, and we don't know what he's going to do. We got Wagner sending texts about orange coupons and clearance racks and bargain bin Brad, and we've been taking away his nickname. Special. And I feel like that's all about to change before we even know it. Chops, you realize that probably by the next time that you grace us with your presence here on this show, it'll literally be free agency starting, the draft like 3 weeks after that or whatever. It's about to get real crazy, and I feel like people are really sleeping, not only on this team, our city, but the approach of this regime. I don't think it's going to be same old, same old. I don't think it's going to be same old policies. I don't think it's going to be run it back or we hope we'll be better. I think it's going to be, hey, we weren't good enough. This is how we're going to get better. Watch us work. Boom, boom, boom. Hit them with a few. And the next thing you know, everyone's back on that Lions train. I mean, you're the conductor of the golf train. I feel like I've been driving that Koolaid caboose forever, and people are just loaded up. And like, before you know it, when football comes and our team is loaded, guys are back healthy, ready to roll, people are going to be like, this is the year the Detroit Lions get it done. I've already seen predictions, us versus the Ravens, us versus Buffalo, all these, AI picks the Detroit to win the Super Bowl. Like, all that's going to be going, and it's going to be Kool-Aid for everybody.
Love it. Love it. And Oakley, did we just go like, I don't know, like 45, 50 minutes plus without even mentioning the dun, 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 draft? I didn't even hear the music once.
I mean, was that your impression of the music?
I mean, I want to hear, that was my cue for you to hit the real music. Don't make me sing it. Drink it in, man.
Chops, we did not chalk draft. I'm still not up. I started to put a couple magnets together and get some things sorted, but there's a lot to be done and a lot of rumor innuendo, lots of things I got to sort through, but I'm starting to get my head around some targets, some Lions players, and after the combine, we're going to have to do a couple all-draft shows. You're going to have to put in some work, you're going to have to carve out some time, and we're going to have to get after this because I feel like we're almost sleeping now. We have the 17th pick. We did all this work. We're picking like 28 and got the second, last pick in the round thanks to the Rams following their way into the Super Bowl. It's like, we got a damn good football team and we're picking 17? Let's go. I mean, that's like, we need the and one drop for that. I'm so excited.
Oh, baby.
Hold on, I can do better.
Oh, baby.
Like, that's exciting stuff. So no draft talk on this show. Yes, we went 50 minutes. Yes, we have no notes. We hit record. We saw what happened. And this is what we did. Absolute podcast gold for the people.
And the people consist of the millions.
Chops, you got anything else for the loyal, diehard Kool-Aid drinkers before I get us out of here where you try to steal my ending like you did last week?
No, I thought, the host of the show needed a little break. I did steal the ending from you there, but I thought I did. I thought I did okay. You do it better, but I had to give it a shot there. But listen, I was just a little bummed out because man, I may or may not have put together my top 5 in the positions of need grit index draft content, but we're gonna have to save that for a packet or another time on the show. But it's time, Oakrey. It's time. You got to start learning the names. You got to start learning the numbers. You got to start learning the 3 cone times and the 40 times and all that fun stuff, because before you know it, you're going to be hearing that music and you're going to watch Brad, always open for business Holmes, slamming his hand on the table, sending up some celebrity at pick 17 to go, with the 17th pick, the Lions select... Chops and Oakrey from the DKC.
Chops, instead of the classic draft sounder, it's pretty important news, don't you think? We could actually use something else that would be fitting as well.
Oh, baby. I like where your head's at. Maybe we can fill it in with a little breaking news.
Everybody, I'll be watching press conferences for the next couple weeks with the no time I have available. But for today, that's what we got. I'll catch you next time right here on the Detroit Koolaid Cast. Take care, everybody. We're out.
Pack the bags, start the plane. This game is over. It is over. What a comeback by the Lions. Drink it in, man.
Crisp, refreshing, and unmistakably tasty. Ice cold Coke Zero Sugar. It's the only drink with real Coca-Cola taste and zero sugar.